Hi, everyone. And this is just a quick, casual fireside chat with a dear friend of mine, Lonnie McKinney, who is the co-founder of a company that I decided to hitch Quest 111 to. And we're going to go into a few of the reasons as to why I chose NuCerity. And Lonnie is a huge reason for that. Lonnie is a gentleman who, number one, can be trusted. Number two, runs his life, both personal and business, with integrity. And three, he cares more about the mission than the commission. And that is a great character trait that I've been looking for, not just as far as what looks good on paper, but seeing the actual actions behind all the good things that I've heard about Lonnie, all the good things I read about him. But I've been able to sit back and really watch Lonnie in action over the past few months, not only on the corporate side, but also in the field and with the distributors, and also with the product line and coming out with products, etc., and across the board, flying colors. So, Lonnie, thank you so much for everything that you have done. Thank you for forming NuCerity and giving a platform for myself and others just like myself to be able to subsidize our income, and by doing so, being able to offer great quality products to the entire globe. And Lonnie, I know you've been a successful businessman your entire adult career, and this you're going into skincare. It wasn't a big leap for you because you actually own the largest dermatology outfit in the South. Is that correct?
Yes, and I am very excited to be here, and everything that you say is true. And I love the part about the mission is more important than the commission, because it ties into why we started the company, is to enable other people to take the leap and own and run their own business without having to have a large outlay of capital. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here with you.
Thank you so much, Lonnie. Thanks for taking the time out on your Sunday evening to do this for us. And here's a brief glimpse of the great products that you've brought to market. And in the center there, we have the NuCerity Renew, and then the original NuCerity, and those are the flagship. Those are kind of like the hub of the wheel, so to speak. If you think of a hub of a wheel, then you have your spokes. I look at NuCerity as the hub, something that everybody needs, and then our other products are the spokes on the wheel. Now, NuCerity, can you briefly go through why NuCerity? Why NuCerity was the motivator for you to open up NuCerity, and versus just putting it in your dermatologist offices?
Well, we found NuCerity at a medical conference. It happens every year. It's the American Academy of Dermatology. And one of our doctors brought it over to me, and they were, the research company was there to deliver it, to present it to Johnson & Johnson and Merck and some of the other people, because the government paid for this to be developed. It was developed as a drug delivery system. Found out by accident that it had unbelievable rejuvenation benefits, even when you took out the antifungal drugs or just anything that would be prescriptive to it. Mm-hmm. So we started selling our practices, and the reason that we took it in this direction was we went to a trade show in Austin, Texas, called the Texas Conference for Women, and we brought enough inventory for 2 days, and we were sold out in 2 hours. And that's when David turned to me and said, we'll never reach everybody the way that we're doing this. And so that's why we made the decision to start NuCerity.
That's great. So NuCerity was actually governmentally funded to be able to be formulated? I didn't know that.
It was, the development of this product was paid for with National Institutes of Health grant funding, which was directed by the FDA. Now, here's the key part. You don't get the funding unless you're doing something really special and it really works, and it goes through a peer review of the medical community, specifically with doctors and researchers. So it was funded through multiple studies.
Wow. Well, that explains this next slide, Lonnie. Let's go through this really quick. This, what we have here, obviously, the products that you've come to market with, they cleanse, nourish, repair, and protect the skin, not only from the outside, but also on the inside. And you can actually go to quest101.com and get the information on every single product. But, to your point, Lonnie, having a product that's that's funded by the government to put together, that's the only way these types of before and after pictures can even be possible, is to have a product that is so unique and so rare. Because look at the different types of results here, Lonnie, that this is no surprise to you, but every day I see new before and after pictures, and I'm shocked and I am blown away. These results are these something that's typical, or did I just happen to pick the best ones?
No, this is very typical, because the product itself doesn't actually change things. It creates an environment for your body to be able to heal itself. And that's the real magic of it. It's a very simple product. You roll it on at night, you take it off in the morning. And what it does is hold in the body's natural moisture. And when you remove it, it's a mild exfoliation. But so many things are caused by lack of hydration. For example, anybody that goes into a hospital, the first thing they do is put glucose in them, because people that are sick are dehydrated. It's the same thing with your skin. You can see, like this baby skin down here, which, that's pretty amazing. What that is dry skin. Sometimes they call it eczema, but that's just a medical term. What it really is super dry skin. And that happens to a lot of people, whether you live in a very arid, cold area, or you have some genetic predisposition to it, like Asians do. You see the results. This was pretty interesting down. You'll see some acne pictures, and this picture where the eyes are blocked out. This was over a 2-day period, and it was at a medical conference taken with a can-filled camera. And what it shows is incidence of bacteria. In this particular application, from day one, from the day before when it was taken, it reduced the bacteria in the skin by 74%. All the other pictures are different skin things. Like me, my face gets red, and I was the first one that ever used the product. And I was getting laser treatments. We had every laser and piece of equipment known to man, because we served over 300,000 patients. And I got the product, first one to use it. It changed my skin in 4 days, and I've never looked back. It's the best thing I've ever been around, because we had prescriptive products that didn't work like this.
Well, now this works for, obviously we have an image here of a baby. We have, people of kind of all ages. We have stretch marks, etc. But, what if somebody has sensitive skin?
It's like everything. I think, most people that have sensitive skin, it works excellent on, because all it is a film that holds in the body's natural moisture, but it still allows oxygen to reach the skin. Now, anything in life can affect somebody differently than it affects 99% of everything else. But, we're not a new company, and this isn't a new product. We've been marketing it over 10 years and have sold millions of bottles, both out of our medical practices and then in NuCerity. So the safety of this is, I've never seen really anything like it. It's a magical product that does great things in a very simple way.
Yeah, and what I've noticed for myself, it actually speeds up the healing process. I had a bug bite on my cheek, as you know, and ordinarily, the bug bite would have lasted a few days, would have itched, etc. But as soon as I woke up the morning of, I found a bug bite on my cheek, and I rolled on NuCerity during the day. I had it on, and then at night I rolled it on before I went to bed, and the next morning it was gone. And and that's pretty unheard of.
we hear stories like this all the time. So, here's one of the things I like to tell people. They don't write about products in medical journals that don't work and aren't safe. And Skincerity has been written about in Cosmetic Dermatology, which is a magazine only for physicians. So it's a tremendous product, and it works fast. That's the big thing.
Yeah, it really does. That's what I've noticed. So basically, with this product being the hub of the wheel, the other products that if you guys go to quest111.com, you'll see little videos of all the other products that NuCerity has to offer. You can be guaranteed that the efficacy of those products are set by Skincerity, by this high standard. So you're going to get, not only as a star of the show, this amazing, unbelievable, unique product, but the other components, the spokes on the wheel, are just as magnificent. But we're just touching on Skincerity because this is what started NuCerity. This is the cornerstone that started such an amazing company. But the company started for twofold. Number one, obviously, Lonnie's already talked about being able to reach as many people as possible, because this product is so unique and it deserves to be out around the world. It doesn't belong by prescription. It doesn't belong on a counter somewhere. It doesn't belong in a doctor's office. It belongs out in the entire world for everybody to experience the benefits of it. You just see or hear on just on these few handfuls of before and after pictures, every single person that's on this screen, their lives have been completely changed for the better. And their outlook on life, their confidence, their discomfort, all gone. And this is just a small tip of the iceberg. I mean, Lonnie, you guys have tens of thousands of before and after pictures, right?
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. They come in more and more every day. And as you said, really, Skincerity is a flagship, but all of our products come from science. They all have to have great studies behind them, or research, or efficacy because of somebody's performance. But more importantly, they're designed to work hand in glove.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you're not just a company that just throws a gimmick product out there because it's a money maker. Again, it's the mission before the commission, and that's what I love about you and the entire company. And and that leads, for me, I'm a single mom, 2 children, one now in college, which is not cheap to say the least, but we work so hard, especially being a single parent, which you're a single parent also, 2 amazing children, and we work so hard to provide for our children and live paycheck to paycheck, most people, and a lot of single parents have more than one job, and as a result, the statistic, which is pretty scary, is that if you have a child at home that's under the age of 6, and we spend just basically a mere 2 hours per day with them, if we're lucky. And at the ages between 6 and 17, we're only able to spend about 47 minutes per day with them. And that is so sad, because, today's day and age, with everything going around, from the vaping to the alcohol to the drugs to the internet to the video games to the, you name it, all the influences out there, not all of them are bad, but a lot of them unfortunately are. We need to spend as much time with our children today as possible, but, we also have to work, right? Food isn't free. Roof over our head isn't free. Turning on the light switch isn't free. And, so I'm more appreciative of NuCerity every single day, because, Lonnie, I know I've shown you this, and, this is just here in the States. And we're very fortunate that NuCerity is a global company. But these are just statistics just here at home. And, we have 53% that live above low income. Okay, great. But low income, is $47,000. That's for a family of 4. but we also have 24% of people who are still living in the poverty range here in this great country, which has to change. And here's a statistic that is near and dear to my heart, is that if you're a single parent household, there's 89% of all the families that live in poverty. So that 24% who are in the poverty level, 89% of those are single parent families. And, that just has to stop. And I know, Lonnie, your belief is right in line with mine, and you agree it has to stop. And that's why I developed Quest 111, helping 1,000 single parents earn an extra $1,000 per month in residual income. That means it comes in month after month, year after year. And I want to help them do that within their very first year. Now, I'm not saying just 1,000 single parents. That's just the first goal. And, with NuCerity, that this goal is completely attainable. And, I didn't pick NuCerity on a whim. I didn't pick it because I like their colors or I love Skincerity. I would use Skincerity no matter what. But I chose NuCerity because I trust them. I believe in them. I believe in the product line. I believe that the product line is something for everybody. It's not just cosmetic. It's not just anti-aging. It's the be-all, end-all of external and internal wealth and well-being. And and Lonnie is really the person, with he and his partner are the brainchild behind NuCerity that make it all work. And if I didn't kick tires, look under the hood of the car, look at the engine, and did the type of homework that I've done on NuCerity, and gotten flying colors and my entire checklist checked off, NuCerity would not have been the company that I hitched Quest 111 up to. Just so happens it has checked off every single item for me. And I truly believe that with Quest 111 and NuCerity, we really can help eradicate the single parent poverty one family at a time, starting here at home. And, Lonnie, is this something that I'm, out of line by saying? Do you think this is something that's attainable with NuCerity?
Sure, because part of our focus is that everything happens because people work together, and it creates an environment where you're not trading time for dollars. Most people go and they do something, they get paid X number of dollars for what they do, but that doesn't create leverage with other people. And that's the magical part of this business is that if you have products that work, and you have products that work very fast and they make a difference in people's lives. And building a business working with other people makes it very doable. And I think it's the key. You always start with the products. Do they really work? Nothing that we have is hope in a bottle. But the ability to work with other people and make a little bit of money off of the things that they do, and that's leveraging the business. So, instead of you trading time for dollars, if you work with 10 people, then you've got 10 people's efforts to be able to support you and what your dreams are. And at the same time, you're helping them with their dreams. So we're 100% committed to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've seen you firsthand. I've seen the time and the commitment that you've put in to not only on the corporate side, but also in the field. I mean, I've seen you travel the world literally and, and have been there on the front lines helping people. You're not just a company owner who sits behind a big fancy desk and a fancy office. You actually roll up your sleeves and you go to work, and you've done three-way calls. You name it, Lonnie's done it. And that's what I admire the most, is that you really are a person of integrity. I've never seen you ask something of somebody else that you aren't willing to do yourself. And I really admire that about you. I've seen that with your business partner. I've seen that with Elaine and Melissa, everyone else on the corporate staff. And, all I can say is thank you for putting NuCerity together, because I truly believe that that with NuCerity that we really can help eradicate the poverty scenario here in the States and thereby around the entire globe. All it takes is really showing people what we have and, letting the results of the products do the talking.
That's what we've done ever since. And to your point, everybody in corporate's job, and this is the way that we look at the business, our job is to help other people succeed and change their life. We put our pants on one leg at a time like everybody else. And our mission is to help other people. So I assure you that nobody in our operation corporately ever looks at, they know who their boss is. And their boss is everybody that's trying to change their life. And that's our job, is to support everyone.
Fantastic. Well, that pretty much answers the question of why NuCerity, why now, and why the mission is so much more important than the commission. Because believe me, you focus in on the mission, the commissions automatically will come, because you help enough people get what they want, you'll ultimately get what you want. So with that, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Lonnie, for giving up your time on a Sunday evening. Again, it's another case in point, another proof in the pudding that you will do whatever it takes for us. So thank you so much, Lonnie. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too, and thanks for allowing me to come on.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.